Historically, Gloucester Docks has suffered from a build-up of silt in the dock basin, but never as bad as this, the year of 2023. A little under the surface of the water, the dock is full of mud. Why is this? Several reasons. The dock for the past 13 years has not been dredged as efficiently as it was for the 80 years prior to the year 2000. Millions of gallons of water is pumped into the dock basin every night from the nearby River Severn. The modern pumps have silt filter warning units fitted, but apparently for a period last summer these units were turned off. Thus both silt and water were being pumped in, filling the basin with mud. The reason why so much water is pumped into the docks each day is that it is for Bristol Water, 15 miles down the canal at Purton. 50% of Bristol's water is sourced from the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal, and last summer they needed more than normal. Spring of 2023 proved to be disastrous for all boats using the dock basin. Even narrow boats were getting stuck in the mud. Eventually all craft were stopped from using the dock basin. In preparation for dredging the docks, equipment was brought in, including small tugs, mud hoppers and a digger. Initially it was only planned to dig a trench through the mud from Lansley Bridge to the lock. There was a public outcry over this, resulting in a public meeting, a somewhat heated one. The Canal and River Trust used a private company to dig out the mud, drop it into a floating hopper, then to be taken 4 miles down the canal to be dumped onto an adjacent field. A planned 2-month operation. Before the year 2000, the docks were dredged using a modern diesel-electric bucket dredger and a large fleet of hoppers to take the mud away. It was an annual 3-week job, working 7 days each week. Each hopper, holding 150 tons of mud, will be loaded in 30 minutes. We arrive at Sims Bridge on the Gloucester and Sharpness Canal to begin our walk to where the hoppers are unloading their cargo of mud. Boaters are taking advantage of the fine weather to give their narrowboats a run up and down the canal. Arriving some distance from Ree Bridge, we see how the operation works. To keep the towpath clear, it is first washed with water from the canal. At the same time, an empty hopper is preparing to be taken back to Gloucester. The mud is grabbed out of the hopper and dropped into a separator, filtering items out of the mud before it goes out onto the field. As we walk back to Sims Bridge, we see another empty hopper with a larger tug pushing it, ready to pass through the bridge. Coming the other way is a loaded large motorised hopper barge. Meanwhile, back to before 2000. I was fortunate to be skipper of a motorised hopper barge, taking mud from Gloucester to Purton. In our fleet were 2 motorised hoppers and several dumb hopper barges towed by a tug. It took 3 hours to travel down the canal to Purton. Arriving at Purton, we would lie alongside the pumps, which took out the mud. 2 large pipes were lowered into the mud, one with water to liquefy the mud, the other sucking it out. This liquefied mud was pumped back into the Severn. So powerful were the pumps, it took just 20 minutes to unload 1 hopper. We then set off back to Gloucester, where we would arrive at 4 o'clock and immediately load more mud ready for the following day. We prided ourselves on taking every bit of mud out of Gloucester Dock Basin, something that hasn't been achieved since. If you have enjoyed my film, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.